tap on your lunch a little bit.
I really love taking care of people and teaching young physicians how to take care of people and then discovering new ways to provide better health care. Our ultimate mission is to improve the health and the health care of the population, particularly those geographic communities in our greater Houston area that have major health and health care disparities. We're going to focus a lot on training physicians to practice primary care. I've had a very wide-ranging career. I think along the way I learned a lot about leading teams of healthcare professionals and medical educators. I learned a lot about taking care of patients. The relationship between a physician and a patient is probably our most powerful therapeutic tool. By improving the health of a person, a family, a community, a population, we can improve their overall quality of life.
We will do what is expected of a university in the fourth largest city of the United States of America.
Our present facilities is the oldest non-adapted law school facility in the country. It's over 50 years old. We need a new law school building. We're in a world-class city. We're a world-class institution. It requires a world-class building. The law school is moving well into the future. It's a great institution, but what it lacks is a great building. The building doesn't reflect what the law center is.
I remember when I showed up on my first day of law school, there were sandbags, it had gone through some flooding, and the exterior of the building didn't match the heart, the passion, the quality of the students and faculty of the interior of the Law Center. And so for me, it'll be so exciting to have the exterior match the interior, to be what we already are, recognized as a top-flight law center.
The Law Center is a terrific institution, but for Houston to really compete, and for the University of Houston to compete, it needs to move forward.
One of the true advantages of a new building, in addition to the traditional classroom space and the convening space, is that we can create clinics and other services there at the law school that will open up the law school to the larger Houston community. Is a huge advantage, and it's a huge need.
I urge everyone to participate in this great opportunity to move the law schools forward, to open up a lot of the opportunities that we would want to have for our students and for the school and for the city of Houston.
I believe in the vision. When I heard of the idea of a new building for the law school and vision of what it can do for not only the university but the city and the nation, I felt it was necessary to come on board and show support for Dean Baines and the law school program.
This opportunity to have a new building is really within our hands. And our faculty, our alums, senior administration of the university have all come behind this, and I believe that we have the power to make it happen.
Now we're going to tap on your lunch a little bit.
I really love taking care of people and teaching young physicians how to take care of people, and then discovering new ways to provide better health care. Our ultimate mission is to improve the health and the health care of the population, particularly those geographic communities in our greater Houston area that have major health and health care disparities. We're going to focus a lot on training physicians to practice primary care. I've had a very wide-ranging career. I think along the way I learned a lot about leading teams of healthcare professionals and medical educators. I learned a lot about taking care of patients. The relationship between a physician and a patient is probably our most powerful therapeutic tool. By improving the health of a person, a family, a community, a population, we can improve their overall quality of life.
We will do what is expected of a university in the fourth largest city of the United States of America.
It's so crazy to see him come to our universities.
Out of all the universities here, it's huge.
Our present facilities is the oldest non-adapted law school facility in the country. It's over 50 years old. We need a new law school building. We're in a world-class city. We're a world-class institution. It requires a world-class building. The law school is moving well into the future. It's a great institution, but what it lacks is a great building. The building doesn't reflect what the law center is.
I remember when I showed up on my first day of law school, there were sandbags, it had gone through some flooding, and the exterior of the building didn't match the heart, the passion, the quality of the students and faculty of the interior of the Law Center. And so for me, it'll be so exciting to have the exterior match the interior, to be what we already are, recognized as a top-flight law center.
The Law Center is a terrific institution, but for Houston to really compete, and for the University of Houston to compete, it needs to move forward.
One of the true advantages of a new building, in addition to the traditional classroom space and the convening space, is that we can create clinics and other services there at the law school that will open up the law school to the larger Houston community. Is a huge advantage, and it's a huge need.
I urge everyone to participate in this great opportunity to move the law schools forward, to open up a lot of the opportunities that we would want to have for our students and for the school and for the city of Houston.
I believe in the vision. When I heard of the idea of a new building for the law school and vision of what it can do for not only the university but the city and the nation, I felt it was necessary to come on board and show support for Dean Baines and the law school program.
This opportunity to have a new building is really within our hands. And our faculty, our alums, senior administration of the university have all come behind this, and I believe that we have the power to make it happen.
Now we're going to tap on your lunch a little bit.
I really love taking care of people and teaching young physicians how to take care of people, and then discovering new ways to provide better health care. Our ultimate mission is to improve the health and the health care of the population, particularly those geographic communities in our greater Houston area that have major health and health care disparities. We're going to focus a lot on training physicians to practice primary care. I've had a very wide-ranging career. I think along the way I learned a lot about leading teams of healthcare professionals and medical educators. I learned a lot about taking care of patients. The relationship between a physician and a patient is probably our most powerful therapeutic tool. By improving the health of a person, a family, a community, a population, we can improve their overall quality of life.
We will do what is expected of a university in the fourth largest city of the United States of America.
Our present facilities is the oldest non-adapted law school facility in the country. It's over 50 years old. We need a new law school building. We're in a world-class city. We're a world-class institution. It requires a world-class building. The law school is moving well into the future. It's a great institution, but what it lacks is a great building. The building doesn't reflect what the law center is.
I remember when I showed up on my first day of law school, there were sandbags, it had gone through some flooding, and the exterior of the building didn't match the heart, the passion, the quality of the students and faculty of the interior of the Law Center. And so for me, it'll be so exciting to have the exterior match the interior, to be what we already are, recognized as a top-flight law center.
The Law Center is a terrific institution, but for Houston to really compete, and for the University of Houston to compete, it needs to move forward.
One of the true advantages of a new building, in addition to the traditional classroom space and the convening space, is that we can create clinics and other services there at the law school that will open up the law school to the larger Houston community. Is a huge advantage, and it's a huge need.
I urge everyone to participate in this great opportunity to move the law schools forward, to open up a lot of the opportunities that we would want to have for our students and for the school and for the city of Houston.
I believe in the vision. When I heard of the idea of a new building for the law school and vision of what it can do for not only the university but the city and the nation, I felt it was necessary to come on board and show support for Dean Baines and the law school program.
This opportunity to have a new building is really within our hands. And our faculty, our alums, senior administration of the university have all come behind this. And I believe that we have the power to make it happen.
Now we're going to tap on your lunch here a little bit.
I really love taking care of people and teaching young physicians how to take care of people, and then discovering new ways to provide better health care. Our ultimate mission is to improve the health and the health care of the population, particularly those geographic communities in our greater Houston area that have major health and health care disparities. We're going to focus a lot on training physicians to practice primary care. I've had a very wide-ranging career. I think along the way I learned a lot about leading teams of healthcare professionals and medical educators. I learned a lot about taking care of patients. The relationship between a physician and a patient is probably our most powerful therapeutic tool. By improving the health of a person, a family, a community, a population, we can improve their overall quality of life.
We will do what is expected of a university in the fourth largest city of the United States of America.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Leonard Baines, the 9th Dean of the University of Houston Law Center, and it's a true honor to welcome you to the Commencement Exercises for the class of 2018. Please keep standing and join me in joining Kate Gigilati in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. To the graduates, on behalf of the entire Law Center community, I want to let you know how much we enjoyed teaching you and how much we look forward to following your success in your careers. Over the course of my deanship, I have focused on the power of legal education and how the Law Center embodies that power and bestows that power onto each of you. You are graduating from a top-tier law school. It's a powerhouse. It's rated 3 programs, specialty programs, are ranked in the top 10 by U.S. News and World Report. Our health law program is ranked number 2 in the country. Our intellectual property program is ranked number 5 in the country. Our part-time program is tied for number 7 among 197 law schools accredited by the ABA. And the LLM Guide ranks the UHLC LLM program in energy and health law in the top 10 in the world. And most recently, yes, you can applaud. And most recently, our LLM program in tax was ranked number 2 in the country by Corporate Counsel magazine. This graduation class is especially notable because you are the first class that was admitted while I was dean. Some fun facts about you are that you represent 90 undergraduate schools. 20 of you have earned graduate degrees in other disciplines. You come from interesting backgrounds and work experiences. There's an NCAA soccer player, a college cheerleader, a mascot captain, a professional wrestler. I guess you know who he is. A patent agent who's also a co-inventor of 6 U.S. patents, an actor, a model, at least 7 Eagle Scouts, several congressional interns, journalists, and many, many musicians. At least 10 of you have one parent who's a UH Law Center alum. Yes. And you speak collectively 23 languages other than English. 23 languages other than English. So I'm not going to speak all 23 languages, but here are a few congratulations in some other languages, so bear with me with the pronunciation. Felicitaciones, Shuha, Complimenti, Gratulera, Pozdravlenia, Parabéns, Tuluk, Sinchuk Mung, and congratulations. I tried. Graduates, you have been taught by some of the best law professors in the country. 21 of them are members of the American Law Institute, which is the most prestigious organization of lawyers, judges, and law professors in the country. They are well-credentialed and well-published in legal journals all across the countries. And your professors have fundamentally transformed each one of you by teaching you how to think like lawyers. You've learned how to write precisely, to analyze rigorously, to advocate persuasively, and to uphold the highest standards of the legal profession. You now take these tools and transform the world by representing individual clients to secure justice and providing the legal architecture of global and national social, political, and economic movements. Lawyers have always been the forefront of almost every movement, whether it's been women's movement, women's rights, marriage equality, immigration reform, tort reform, tax reform, or deregulation. Ultimately, as lawyers, you will seek justice for your client, whoever she may be, whether your client is a victim of domestic violence, immigrant seeking asylum at our shore, or a businesswoman seeking a fair merger. Moreover, your legal education enables you to, and as graduates, to transform your economic circumstances and to advance your social mobility. Some of you may have heard me say this many times before, that legal education is like buying a home in a really nice neighborhood. The investment is likely to grow over time. It is important to see the long-term value of your law degree. We are proud of your accomplishments. Today, I congratulate each of you and look forward to hearing about all the great things I know that you will do in the future. To the audience, family, and friends, on behalf of the graduates, I want to thank you for all the support you have shown them. It truly takes a village. Please let them know that soon these graduates will be, you will soon know, these graduates will soon be prominent lawyers, community leaders, judges, professors, maybe even a law school dean someday. They could not have these opportunities unfold without your help and encouragement. And their celebration today is indeed a time to be shared with each of you. I want the graduates to stand and applaud their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, wives, husbands, partners, girlfriends, boyfriends, sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, nieces, nephews, godparents, and friends who stood beside you to help you make it this far. You can sit. And now it's with great pleasure that I introduce those distinguished guests who have joined us today. We're delighted to have with us 3 members of the University of Houston System Board of Regents, whose vision has led us to becoming a Tier 1 university, and we thank them for their leadership. The Honorable Peter Taff is with us. Regent Taff is Vice Chair of the UH System Board of Regents. He's a graduate of the Law Center, an attorney practicing at the Busby Law Firm. Regent Taff is also on the advisory committee, member of the Center for U.S. and Mexican Law at the Law Center, and a past board member of the University of Houston Law Center Alumni Association. We will be hearing from Regent Taff in a few minutes. The Honorable Gerald Mckelvey is with us also. Regent Mckelvey is a graduate of the University of Houston with a degree in economics and accounting and an MBA from UCLA. Mckelvey worked for ExxonMobil Corporation for 33 years, and in his final 6 years with the company, he served as president of its philanthropic arm, the ExxonMobil Foundation. Also joining us today is the Honorable Paula Mendoza. Regent Mendoza is a graduate of the University of Houston Downtown with a degree in criminal justice. She is CEO of Possible Missions, Inc. It's a company she founded in 2001, specializing in project management solutions. She's past chair of the State of Texas Ethics Commission, past board member of the Texas Board of Public Accountants, and past chair of the Mexican American Chamber of Commerce. She currently serves on the board of the Houston Minority Development Council and the Houston East End Chamber of Commerce. We're also very pleased to welcome commencement speaker and president of the Professional Diversity Network, Star Jones, back to our alma mater. Welcome home, Star. Star is an attorney, journalist, TV host, author, businesswoman, and a graduate of the Law Center, and we'll be hearing from her shortly soon, too. We're also pleased to welcome Ricardo Lugo with us. He's a graduate of the University of Wisconsin Law School and is presently an administrative law judge in Chicago, and he's also the husband of commencement speaker Star Jones. Also joining us today is Cynthia Mabry, a graduate of the Law Center who is counsel at the prestigious law firm Aiken, Gump, Strauss, Hauer, and Feld, LLP, and she's also president of the Law Alumni Board. At this point, I'd also like to acknowledge the faculty of the Law Center. One of the faculty rise, and we wanted the students and their guests want to thank you for your ongoing dedication to our students. So please stand and be recognized. And last, our law school owes its growing national and international prominence to our alumni. If you're an alum of the Law Center, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you for all our alums for your ongoing support. New graduates, as you press ahead with your careers, I encourage each of you to become active members of the Law Center community. Our success stories are intertwined, and each of your achievements will reflect on your law school and add to its standing. I'd now like to introduce Regent Taff. He was appointed by the Governor of Texas and confirmed by the Texas Senate. The members of the University of Houston System Board of Regents serve 6-year terms, with our student regents serving a 1-year term. They all work together to provide vision and direction for the 4 universities of the University of Houston. At this point, please welcome the Vice Chair of the UH Board System Board of Regents, the Honorable Peter Taff.
Good evening. Myself and the other regents, we do a lot of graduation ceremonies, but this one is particularly important and meaningful to me because I was sitting where you all were in 1997 as a graduate of this law school. So I know where y'all are. Formally, I'm here to speak on behalf of my fellow Board of Regents and our Chairman, Tillman Fertitta, to welcome you graduates and families and to congratulate each and every one of you on this special day. As Dean Baines told you, I'm a lawyer here in town, and I serve as a vice chair of the Board of Regents, but more importantly, I'm a son, and I'm a husband, and I'm a father. And so I'm glad that Dean Baines recognized the families because I had parents that put me through undergraduate and law school and supported me that way, and I was married actually between my first and second year. My wife was tremendous support. My grades were tremendously better in my second and third year, if anyone can believe that. And then I'm a father now with 2 in college, and so I'm paying for it and supporting my kids. So I can appreciate the group up there as well. I'll just ask you as a member of the board, kind of following up on what the dean said, is what I'd like for you graduates to consider is supporting your law school after you're gone, and Cynthia will talk with you a little bit more about that. And it's not just financial, it's coming to judge a mock trial round or encouraging your firms to interview and hire graduates. There's a ton of ways. I've done many things at the school, and I've always gotten 10 times more out of it personally than whatever I may have given. Second, many of you probably went to other schools for undergraduate, but I'd ask you to consider supporting the University of Houston and their many extracurricular things. This year we're gonna have probably the most exciting, dynamic defensive player in the country playing on Saturdays, and dynamic offense. And then the Fertitta Center in basketball will open in the fall, and we've had the opportunity to see it. It's still under construction, but it is going to be world class, and there'll be tons of events there, not just men's and women's basketball. The other thing I'd ask you to do is to support each other, and that is when you're out practicing, referring work, or helping people find jobs or get leads, help each other out. That's Tony Busby and I graduated together, and then we became friends in law school, and have worked together for 15 years, and we have great relationships with our colleagues from the class of '97. So I'd encourage you all to look out for each other. The last thing I would ask you to do is to be proud to be a lawyer. There is a lot, it's kind of funny, haha, to make fun of lawyers or to denigrate the profession, but your predecessors are the ones that wrote the Constitution, the foundation, the governing document that this country is based on. And so that baton will be handed to you all as you walk across the stage, and then ultimately when you take the bar exam and receive your license. So I'd ask you to really take that seriously and to be proud of what we do. So with that, again, we'll congratulate you and your families on this special day. Thank you.
Thank you, Regent Taff. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Star Jones. Star, her mother must have known she was going to be a star at the time she was born, because she knew in her heart that she was going to be as a successful person, well-rounded as she is. She was an attorney, or is an attorney, a former New York City homicide prosecutor, a business executive, a best-selling author, and an Emmy Award-nominated TV host. She graduated from American University with a degree in Administration of Justice, and she earned her Juris Doctorate at our very own University of Houston Law Center. Star's first love has always been law. She's retained her license to practice law in the state of New York. She's skilled in law, media, business. She's presently a member of the Board of Directors and President of the Professional Diversity Network, a publicly traded company. As such, she leads a nationwide team dedicated to supporting and advocating the professional diversity's more than 10 million network of diverse job seekers. Star is also a spokeswoman for the professional diversity's new subsidiary, the International Association of Women, which has nearly 1 million members. Star has also worked in television as a host, journalist, and commentator for more than 25 years, offering a fresh perspective on the day's most talked about current issues, ranging from crime and justice to news, entertainment, politics, and pop culture. She was a co-host of ABC's The View for 9 years. She has a knowledge and a talent for television, won her critical acclaim as for news and as legal journalist and television host and social commentator. Along with her colleagues, Star is a 2017 inductee in the Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame. She's written 2 best-selling nonfiction books, You Have to Stand for Something or You'll Fall for Anything, and Shine, a physical, emotional, and spiritual journey to finding love. She has also written a best-selling fiction book that was developed into Daytime Divas, a VH1 network television series with Star serving as executive producer. In 2010, Star underwent open heart surgery. In 2011, she was named the American Heart Association's National Volunteer. She lends her name, voice, time, and international media platform to combat cardiovascular disease. Star is a 30-year member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and is heavily involved in a number of philanthropic efforts. She's a highly sought-after and motivational speaker, frequently lecturing on a variety of topics including law, politics, race, gender, women's empowerment, pop culture, fitness, and heart health. Please join me in welcoming our Star Jones.
Thank you all very much, and thank you, Dean, for that extremely warm welcome. To my dear friend and outstanding legal scholar, Dean Leonard M. Baines, to the faculty and administration of the University of Houston's Law Center, who have educated, empowered, and inspired this extremely impressive group of men and women, to our distinguished alumni, and to all of the steadfast supporters of the University of Houston Law Center, the University of Houston, and all loyal Cougars in the audience today. Go Cougs. But above all, to you, the new graduates and now my fellow lawyers of the University of Houston Law Center class of 2018. Congratulations, you did it. Bravo, we are here on your graduation day. And I know today when you put on that graduation gown with the purple and white facing with the cool red, means Juris Doctorate degree, you took one look at yourself in the mirror and said, yes, I earned this, baby. Look how good I look. Don't I look fabulous? I know I did, again, 30 years later, okay? My friend, soon Dean Baines, and a cohort of your professors will present you with your Juris Doctorate and Masters of Law degrees. And I look out on your face and I say, stop smiling. As my soon-to-be 13-year-old son says, you're going to break your face. Stop smiling so hard. Nah, go ahead and smile. You are now allowed to deliver the line, Saturday Night Live comedian Tracy Morgan and I made famous. Excuse me, I'm a lawyer. Somehow it sounds so much better when he says it. But on a very serious note, it is your hard work, your scholarship, and determination that have given you the confidence and capability to live and love and embrace the mission that University of Houston's Law Center established for you on your very first day here. To serve as leaders who develop innovative research and legal scholarship that fuels important policy discussions on a global, national, and local level. I know that you have completed your exams and rigorous studies, and I hope you celebrate tonight. I know I plan to celebrate. Not only am I here at the University of Houston Law Center, my alma mater, with the great honor of speaking at commencement, but my very own goddaughter, Maddie West, Order of the Barristers. You go, girl. I'm so proud of my baby. She is out there amongst you as a 2018 graduate of the Law Center, and I will get to hood her myself on behalf of her mother and her father, who's a pretty badass trial lawyer himself, who tried to get her to go to South Texas, but clearly I won. Oh yeah, we're gonna celebrate tonight. And I hope you continue to celebrate in the days to come, ladies and gentlemen. You deserve it, you've earned it. But when you finish that last glass of wine, when you've unwrapped your last present, when you put away that last check, when your family member or friend who came to rejoice with you has returned home, know that it's time for the real work to begin. You may have shined during your classes, papers, exams, and mock trials, but now it's time to get serious. It's the time, not just shine for you time, but it's also the time for you to influence the lives of others using the law as both a sword and a shield. It is time for you to transition from brilliant scholars and outstanding and remarkable people to lawyers, leaders, and warriors for justice. When you leave here today with that JD or that Master's of Law degree, after you've given thanks to God and to your family for never doubting you and always loving you, tag you're it. We're all going to be watching and waiting for you to fulfill the promise of this day. A promise that you will be lawyers who will do more than discuss what is wrong, that you will be lawyers who will do what is right. A promise that you will seek justice, that which is not neutral between right and wrong, but in finding out the right and upholding it against the wrong. A promise that you will use your knowledge of the law, your love of justice, and your compassion to create a great circle of justice, equality, opportunity, and respect that welcomes, surrounds, and protects everyone. A promise that no matter what type of law you decide to practice or lawyer you decide to be, that you will stand for something other than yourself. A promise that something for which you stand, the principle that you will never compromise, has as its purpose the power to lift people up, move people forward, and make our world a better place. Sounds intense. It's meant to be. Take up your sword and guard your shield. You have just joined rarefied air. You are lawyers from the University of Houston's Law Center. These are the promises that are made by lawyers every time we drape the purple and white facings that represent the law around a new neck. I'm so proud to wear these facings. It represents everything that I am and ever hope to be. When preparing for today, I reflected on the promises that lawyers who came before us made on days like this long ago. Those lawyers I've encountered along the way personally and professionally who have served as aspirational examples and inspirational beacons of light. Those lawyers who devoted their lives to lifting people up, moving people forward, and making the world better. The one who started it all for me, Justice Thurgood Marshall, the first African-American Supreme Court justice. He founded the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. He argued and won the landmark Brown versus Board of Education case, which gave me the ability to make these promises in 1986, when I received my purple and white facings and Juris Doctorate degree right here at the University of Houston. One among so many who have inspired my dreams, Nelson Mandela, another lawyer who led the anti-apartheid revolutionary movement in South Africa and became the first black president of South Africa after serving 27 years in prison under apartheid rule after dismantling the legacy of apartheid by tackling institutional racism and fostering racial reconciliation. And the two women in whose footsteps I try to follow. Barbara Jordan, the brilliant lawyer and educator who was a leader of the civil rights movement from right here in Houston. She was the first African American elected to the Texas State Senate after Reconstruction and the first Southern African American woman elected to the United States House of Representatives. And even now, I can't say enough good things about my friend Hillary Rodham Clinton. After she received her JD from Yale, she didn't go to a law firm. She went to New Haven Legal Services and provided free legal aid. She became a staff attorney for the Children's Defense Fund and began her lifelong devotion to fighting for children. In 1974, during Watergate, she advised the House Judiciary Committee and researched impeachment procedures and the history of impeachment. We all might have another research assignment for her in another 6 months, if you know what I mean. Hey, true confession, I'm still with her. First female partner of Rose Law Firm, the third oldest law firm in the United States, First Lady, first female New York Senator, Secretary of State, and presidential nominee. I'm proud of the way she has used her JD in her life to be a lawyer, a leader, and a fierce warrior for justice, and I expect nothing less from the people that I'm looking at right now. These lawyers, this is who you're supposed to be. These lawyers, leaders, and warriors show us without a doubt that your Juris Doctorate can take you any place that you want to go. I know this to be a fact because I've lived it. Because, as I said, 30 years ago, I was you. I know I don't look that old. Black don't crack. That's right. I sat right there in that little plastic cushion seat, counting the minutes until I received the JD with my name on it, Starlet Marie Jones. But mostly I was counting my blessings. I was blessed and giving thanks to God and my family for always loving me and telling me that my dream of becoming a lawyer was always possible. I was thankful that they always moved me forward with their discipline, their confidence, and the occasional money order so that I could be here at UH, graduating and ready to begin my never a dull moment life in the law. Most children spend years wondering what they will be when they grow up, but I've known that I've wanted to be a lawyer since I was 8 years old. In fact, I can tell you the exact moment that I decided to become a lawyer. Picture this, in Baden, North Carolina on a hot summer afternoon in 1970, I'll let you guess the rest. Another World was a soap opera that my grandma Merle watched religiously. It was on the television set when I came in the room. One of the characters was forever in trouble, and I asked my mom Merle, "What's wrong with that lady?" She told me the child just needs a good lawyer. I asked, "What's a lawyer?" My grandmother, with her 6th grade education, said they're the ones who get people out of trouble. You can rely on them. The words out of my mouth, I remember them today. Guess I'll be a lawyer then. And my grandmother, she didn't say be a nurse, be a teacher. There's no room for lawyers for little black girls from the South in North Carolina. She said, if that's what you say you're going to be, that's what you're going to be. Yes, that's really how it happened. You're looking at someone who absolutely loves the law, and I have since day one. I get verklempt thinking about it. There's never been a dull moment of my life in the law because my University of Houston Law Center law degree has taken me to all the places I ever wanted to go and to a few that I didn't even know existed. I started out as a young assistant district attorney in Brooklyn, New York. My work was always interesting. Only in Brooklyn can you stab someone in the chest, cause a collapsed lung, and it be a misdemeanor. True story. How do I know? That was the first fact pattern of my first jury trial within a year of earning that degree. Every time I stepped into the well of the courtroom and uttered the sentence, Starlet Jones, on behalf of the people of the state of New York, That moment was filled with equal measures of responsibility and gratitude. I was living my dream. I had the job I had prayed for, and I was making $22,000 a year. Please stop laughing. They gave me a $1,000 bonus for passing the bar on the first try. Shout out to University of Houston Law Center for having the bomb diggity bar passage rate. Living in New York City and providing justice for the people of New York could have been easily my happy ending. But then Court TV came calling. But if I tell you the truth, they didn't call for me at first. They actually called for my colleague Suzanne Mondo. They asked her if she wanted to provide commentary about the trials being broadcast on Court TV network. This was when it started, 1991. Suzanne could not be bothered. In fact, she actually said, I remember this, "I'm not that vain, ask Star." Clearly, I was that vain because the rest, as they say, is very public, sometimes too public, history. I've enjoyed the blessings of success, but I'm very clear that it all started with today, the Juris Doctorate degree on a commencement day like this one. Commencement speakers are supposed to give lessons on how you should live your lives. However, I think that after 3 years of law school, you've had enough lessons to last a lifetime. I swear I'm itching right now because there's just too many professors from the law behind me. I am afraid there's another exam I need to take. They're going to spring it on me after I finish talking. Oh, Lord. Or Dean Blakely is going to call on me in class. Y'all don't know nothing about Dean Blakely, okay? I still get the willies thinking about him. Nevertheless, I'm going to ask you to humor me for just a moment longer. For like Thomas Jefferson, when it comes to the law, I hold some truths to be self-evident. Number one, that ethics matter. As Justice Potter Stewart said, and yes, we should stop and clap for that. As Justice Potter Stewart said, ethics is knowing the difference between what you have a right to do and what is right to do. My favorite class in law school was ethics. At the end of the day, it's all you have as a lawyer. There will be times when you will have to make a call that challenges your ethics, that tests your integrity. Well, I'll tell you what has always guided me. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Number two, that when in doubt, go ahead and rock the boat. Years ago, my high school counselor told me that I should learn not to rock the boat. I promptly went home and told my mother, who said, "Baby, if you ain't in the boat, turn the boat over." So I say to you graduates, turn the boat over. But when we're in the boat, we need to pick up an oar and row. Challenge the status quo. And remember that all of us have a right to sit in that boat and to have a place at that table. Which brings me to number three, that we all must bring something to the table other than an appetite. And remember to scooch over and make room for someone else to sit next to you. Make sure you bring the determination that got you accepted to a top-ranked law school in the first place to everything you do. Bring your intellectual discernment and your dedication to improve the condition of who and what you see around you. Bring those qualities to your law firm, your startup, your TV show, your NGO, your one-person practice, so that everyone you encounter understands that you are a point of view to be considered and a force to be reckoned with. And finally, number four, that a setback is only a setup for your next success. In 2006, when I left The View, there were a lot of people, and I do mean a lot, who thought that my career was over. But with many days of prayer, some hard self-reflection, a lot of hard work, and my University of Houston's law degree as a solid foundation, I was given new opportunities to shine and new dragons to slay, and I get to stand here as one of the only African-American women who lead a public company in the United States of America. Don't let setbacks set you back. When you fall, get up. Keep moving forward and continue to learn. As the quote says, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. I offer you these four truths today to you who dream and then do, who learn because you want to lead with knowledge and purpose, who challenge injustice and choose to make the world more just. For all of you who choose to stand for something, to be lawyers, who are unstoppable in your determination to make an America where education, equality, respect, and opportunity are the birthright of every human being, to be leaders who are compassionate citizens who understand that America is already great, to be warriors who stand for undertaking a new mission that will make America's goodness, which is the foundation of our greatness, ever stronger. And finally, as University of Houston Law Center alumni, to be lawyers and leaders and warriors for justice who go forward and fight for the change we wish to see in the world. May you always speak truth to power and fiercely and ceaselessly declare and defend our core belief that the law is the sword and shield of justice. To provide justice to all is an act of love for all, and our love of the law will always trump hate each and every time. Thank you, and congratulations to you all.
Welcome home, Star. Thank you. Will all the Juris Doctorate and Master of Law degree candidates please stand? By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the people of the state of Texas and the University of Houston System Board of Regents, and on the recommendation of the university faculty, I now confer upon each of you the respective doctoral and master's degrees for which you have fulfilled all requirements. Congratulations. You may be seated. We will now proceed to the hooding part of our ceremony. Hooding ceremonies date back to the Middle Ages, when the first universities came into being. Today, there is special recognition for the master's or doctoral degree candidates. During this part of the ceremony, a faculty member places a hood over the head of a graduate, signifying successful completion of the graduate program. Here to assist with the year's hooding is law professor Theodore Rave, and standing in for Professor Ronald Turner, who is ill tonight, is Associate Dean Greg Vetter. During the hooding, we will also confer Distinguished Service Awards to certain graduates. These awards, which are voted on by faculty and staff, are given to students for outstanding service to the institution and their fellow students. The individuals receiving these awards will be identified today as they are being hooded. So let's begin the hooding ceremony. And let's give our graduates another round of applause.
Dalia Alabasi, area of concentration, U.S. Law. Paula Mendoza Almazan, area of concentration, U.S. Law. Mario Alvarez, area of concentration, U.S. Law. Feishola Esther Ewodanmila, area of concentration, Health Law. Luciana De Regini Tashira Bartley. Area of concentration, tax law. Basira Hifiola Wu Bolompe. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Diego Capistrano. Area of concentration, international law. Victoria Ann Da Silva Lima Knight. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Elif Dag Milano. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Carlos Ramon Diaz Sordo. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Ana Decuran. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Nawatha Maxine Duncan Hayes. Area of concentration, health law and tax law. Federico Fregoso. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Paula Garcia Jurado. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Marshall Harkins. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Daniela Fernandez Hickey. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Magali Marie Eileen Use. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Macy Lynn Hunsaker. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law and tax law. Bin Uchina Ike. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Ifua Efosa Egbin Oba. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Shaveta Kara. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Carla Gay Alicia Kelly Callum. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Albert Cortian. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Zionisa Lodi. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Anna Miriam Martinez. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Cheyenne Memon. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Margarita Michaels, U.S. law. Angela Zamina Morales Lopez. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Sasha Camille Misik. Area of concentration, health law and international law. Nathaniel Naba. Area of concentration, health law. Katya Nikitina. Area of concentration, health law. Natalie Ann Nowitzki. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Debussy Namika Agbodo. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Oluwatosin Olawepo. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Charles Merrill Onyango. Area of concentration, international law. Oyenichi Dorothy Oputa. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Larissa Pulinen. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Belinda M. Rigaldo Casas. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Diego Armando Salcedo Guerrera. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources law. Fernanda Simoes Perez Costa Rezende. Area of concentration, tax law. Moshe Moses Thomas. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Louise C. Thompson. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Manuel Andres Trasoleros Romero. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Tony Ann Rea Tulo. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Sabrina Toulon. Area of concentration, energy, environment, and natural resources, and U.S. law. Chainairi Tracy Udnwagu. Area of concentration, international law. Erica Paula Uribe Serrera. Area of concentration, international law. Victoria Vidma. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Lorian Villot. Area of concentration, U.S. law. Miriam G. Abdulmalik.
Remington Michael Alessi. Brooke Thomas Alger. Sami Al-Masri. Tanya P. Alonzo. Veronica Lynette Alvarado. Ian Thomas Ash. Christopher Legare Atmar, magna cum laude. Zane Patrick Aubert, magna cum laude. Daniel Avila II. Fadi Brian Badawi, joint degree, receiving his Juris Doctor from the University of Houston Law Center and his MBA from the Bauer College of Business. Paige Lauren Bailey. Fernando Basilio. Christina Marie Baylor, magna cum laude, and Distinguished Service Award winner. Bridget Ann Bagley. She's being hooded by Brian Bagley, class of '92, her father. Sean Patrick Belding, magna cum laude. Matthew Eugene Bergeron. Colby Benford. Rick Blaylock. Mary Howard Borrego. Casey Lauren Brock. Lauren Michelle Bullard. She is being hooded by her father, Patrick Bullard, class of 1989. Braden Christopher Burgess. Frederick Vitug Caberto. Bilma A. Canales, magna cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Carden. Rachel Carter. Zakia O'Shea Carter. David Carvajal. Jalan Abigail Cato. Christopher William Caudill, being hooded by his father, David Caudill, class of 1981. Sean Chang. Danielle Sharon, magna cum laude. Rebecca Chavez, magna cum laude. Courtney Deshay Collins, winner of the Distinguished Service Award. Stephen Anthony Countryman. Brittany Nicole Covert, summa cum laude. Austin Crabtree, cum laude. Peyton Levy Craig, cum laude. Ernesto Danash IV. Brian Davis. Justin Diaz. Coraima Diaz. David Carter Dixon. Jason L. Dillingham. Erica Alexis Cassandra Dryden. Elizabeth Mary Dyke. Thomas Edmund Jedgetts. Travis William Earp, magna cum laude. Paige Holland Edwards. Corbett Lawrence Enright. Kathleen Evans, being hooded by her mother, Mary Evans, and her father, Mark Evans, classes of 1988 and 87, respectively. Audrey Christine Ewer, receiving a joint degree, her Juris Doctor and a Master of Laws degree in International Law. Brady McCullum Fagley. Alina Fisher. Caitlin Claire Fletcher, cum laude. Gilberto Jesus Flores Juarez. Christopher Brian Fonseca. Melanie Frigent. Jorge Gare. Robert K. Garcia. David George Gabley. Edward A. Gomez. Gloriana Gonzalez. Robert C. Goodwill, Jr. Alexis Guadarrama. Robert L. Hansen. Victoria Harrison. Grace Sinkar Hearn. Marshall Bard Hines II, cum laude. Gabriela Hernandez. Bianca Ana Herrera. Michael Forrest Hererlin, Jr. Savannah Elise Hooper. Tyler Conrad Hubert. Donald Scott Hutchings. Caroline Karam Ibrahim, recipient of the Distinguished Service Award. Christina Grace Jackson. Carl Edward Jackson, Jr. Joseph Sammy Giroudi. Tone Jen. Turner Johnston. Catherine Cordelia Jones. Andrew Joseph Kashnick. Divya Lakshmi Kejanetti. Aaron Brooke Kaufman, cum laude. Lindsay Taylor Kellum. Hina Capedia. George Imad Caliph, being hooded by his aunt, Dahlia Ganem, class of 2010. Sarah Margaret Kiley. Robert John Knapp, cum laude. Nathan Spence Knight.
David Knutson. Garrett Lyndon Corbett. Jacques Kritzinger. Crawford LaBeouf. Brandon Lee. Rachel Monica Levy. Tiffany J. Lee. Barbara Light. Jane Liu. Courtney Michelle Luther. Thomas John Matchsack. Jordan Bartley Mack, magna cum laude. Tanis Rose Mikowski, receiving a joint degree, who is Juris Doctor from the University of Houston Law Center and from the University of Calgary, cum laude. Johnny Amanda Murray. Vicky Marsh, cum laude. Colin Marshall, magna cum laude. Michaela Martinez, being hooded by her father, Michael G. Martinez, class of 1984. Carl Mateka. Josh Matthews. Colton Wade Mayo, being hooded by his father, Pi Jean Mayo, class of 1983. Jordan Tanner McAllister. Michael J. McClellan, magna cum laude. Michael James McCormick, summa cum laude, being hooded by his wife, Carolyn McCormick, class of 2015. Jessica Medina. Kashif Masood Mahmood. Hannah Jean Melser. Diana Melendez. Allegra Melton. Ayla Michelle Meyer, summa cum laude. Jonathan T. Miller, receiving a joint degree, his Juris Doctorate, and a Master's of Law degree in Health Law. Zain W. Muhammad. Stephanie Ann Montez. Damina Morsali. Kent Kuros Motamidi. Joshua Blake Mullen. Richard Neville. Peter S. Newman. James Wynn. Kung Win. Tiyumi Win. Priscilla Nietvich. Matthew Neaton. Orla P. Callahan. Orla P. O'Callahan, magna cum laude.
Shaliz Oslot. Inga Passman, summa cum laude, being hooded by her godmother, Danita Hanlon, class of '98. Kelsey Ann Pennington. Carla Catsley Perez Ramirez, Distinguished Service Award recipient. Tiffany Parveen Prasad. Tony Peterson. Nicholas A. Pohl, cum laude. Casey Polvica, cum laude. Nick Persilio. Andrew Joseph Casada. Elizabeth Jane Laurie. Catherine Raymond, cum laude. Dane Alexander Robkowick. Costanza Rinkini, magna cum laude. Michael Paul Reyna. Cade Rhodes. Ruth Rivera Arriaga, cum laude. Matthew Miles Robinson, cum laude. Annalisa Rodriguez, cum laude. Daniel Rodriguez. Ramondo G. Rodriguez IV, cum laude. Maria Sarah Roque Rosales. Liza Lee Royce. Carlos I. Ruiz. Bernardo Sadapaz Cabaza. Emil Mark Sidakov, cum laude. Samuel Juan Andres Saldivar. Miranda Sanderlin. Alejandra Santa. Sean Anthony Santorelli. Manuel Pascal Chamber. Samantha Sears, being hooded by her father, Terry Sears, class of 1993. Carson J. Severson. Rebecca Amanda Scheinbaum. Charlie Shepard Schull. Lawrence W. Sims. Russell Smith. John Major Spalding. Ryan W. Steinhardt. Lauren Stelk, joint degree candidate, receiving her Juris Doctor from UH Law Center and the University of Calgary. Russell Stockman, magna cum laude. Rachel Beth Sullivan, magna cum laude. Timothy Britton Sullivan. Tressa L. Surratt, Distinguished Service Award recipient. Allison Marie Swidricki. Graham Christopher Taylor. Shannon M. Terry. Gordon Henry Thal. Alexandria Lynn Trujillo, magna cum laude. Pierce E. Tiercott, being hooded by her father, William Tiercott, class of '89. Julia Nicole Valencia. David Mike Vaughn. Chelsea Michelle Vernon, cum laude. Edwin Enrique Villa, magna cum laude, Distinguished Service Award recipient. Celicia S. Varicki. Cassandra Faith Watkins, being hooded by her parents, Lisa Watkins, class of 1984, and Bruce Watkins, class of 1983. Kevin Patrick Welch. Madison Mae West, being hooded by our guest speaker, Star Jones, and godmother, class of 1986. William McGinnis Wetton. Arthur Marshall Whitman, being hooded by his cousin, Thomas Herpin, class of 2008. Daniel Allen Wyckoff. Morgan Louise Williams. Jaquita Williams. Michael Denny Wright, being hooded by his father, Denny Wright, class of 1993. Juan Yakin, cum laude. Randall Yates, being hooded by his uncle, Terry Yates, class of 1989. Paul Knox Zachary, cum laude. Jorge Aaron Zamora.
Oh. Oh, last but not least. Well, congratulations! 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 You made it! Hey! Could be a little bit louder than that. This is a day you waited for. The day you worked for the whole life. You've made it. We celebrate you. You can sit now. You know, the proudest moment for me as dean and for our faculty members is this day, because we appreciate all the hard work you've done for these past 3 years, and the ultimate goal that we want is for you to graduate and pass the bar exam. That's our goal. That's what we want. And for parents, what I want to say to the parents, family, friends, wives, husbands, partners, etc., is that they've graduated today, but they study for the bar tomorrow. Celebrate tonight, but you study for the bar tomorrow. It's really important for you to give your loved ones, your graduates, the support they need during the time they study for the bar, because it's not over until they pass, and I want 100% bar passage rate. And you can all do it. We believe in you. We admitted you. We believe you can do it. And you have done it in the past, and you will do it in the future. But let me get back on script. So this year, we have 2 class speakers. For the first time, we have an LLM class speaker. She's from Brazil. She's taking the LLM in tax, our number 2 ranked program. Her name is Luciana de Regini Teixeira Bartley. She had 7 years of practical experience as a Brazilian tax and corporate lawyer before pursuing her LLM in studies. She graduated in the top 10 of her class in the Milton campus, a law school in Brazil, and was president of the class graduation committee. After moving to the United States, Luciana flourished in the Masters of Science of Accounting program at the University of Michigan. Moving with her family to relocate to Texas, Luciana took her talents to the Law Center's Tax LM program. She was recipient of the Lawyering Skills and Strategies Lex Award. She speaks Portuguese, English, Spanish, and as a tax expert and accountant, she even speaks in numbers. Please give me a warm welcome for Luciana de Regini Teixeira Bartley.
Good evening, Dean Baines, distinguished faculty, celebrated alumni, parents, and friends. To the graduates of the class of 2018, congratulations. What a happy day. First, let me say thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's my humble honor to be speaking to you in the name of the LLM class. I want to start with a confession. Different from Mr. Jones, I did not want to be a lawyer. When it was time for me to make the decision of what to do with the rest of my life, I did not have a good enough plan to present my parents. You see, I liked a lot of things, and I was not particularly passionate about anyone. It was my mother's idea that said, Luciana, why don't you go to law school? To which I answered, are you crazy? Me, a lawyer? Do you know what people say about them? But her utilitarian approach convinced me. She said, you will need it when you get married. You'll need it when you buy a house. You see, what you learn in law school is useful, even if you decide never to work in the legal field. But law school is hard work. It is not the place to go if you're not sure what to do with your life, unless you fall in love with it. And I did. We did. So much so that we are here today doing it again. Because that is what getting an LLM means. It is a renewal of vows and love and dedication to the profession we chose. It is a privilege to be here. We don't have to do this. We get to do this. And it's a beautiful thing when a career and a passion come together. But it is not without hard work and some sacrifice that we are here today. Our group could not be more different. We come from over 20 different countries. We speak over 20 different languages. And we all had to give something up to be here today. To the foreign LLMs, the price is a little steeper, because while our choices and decisions are ours to make, they directly affect those who love us. Leaving our countries, our cultures, our families and friends, and our careers behind is not an easy thing to do. So I wanted to extend a word of appreciation to you and to yours. I love knowing that everything we have lived before brought us here. It is incredible to think of all the different roads and paths that had to converge here so we could share this beautiful evening together. To this wonderful country and its wonderful people who have opened its hearts to welcome us, thank you. Like everything and everywhere, it has its flaws, but things don't have to be perfect to be great. To the Lone Star State that gives us so much diversity, so many opportunities for work and growth, thank you. To this wonderful school, thank you. To this wonderful school that has tailored a program especially to us foreigners to help prepare us not only for the bar, but for the different aspects of the American legal system, thank you. To the staff and the great professors that make this experience richer, thank you. To our loved ones, the ones near and the ones far, thank you for your support, for understanding our absence and our dreams. A special thanks for the families we left behind in our home countries, the ones that cannot be here today and witness this amazing moment. Thank you for allowing us to spread our wings and take on the world. Your presence is felt in all we do. Thank you to the friends we made and to the moments we shared. To the JDs that welcomed and shared more than just the classroom, thank you for your support, for the shared resources and tips and help with our outlines. And to you, my fellow LLMs, American and foreigners, it's been a wonderful ride. For as different as we are, there is so much we now share. I love where we are, I love where we've been, and I love where we're going. There is so much to appreciate, so much yet to be lived. And as Voltaire said, appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Luciana. At this time, I'd like to introduce our JD class speaker, Christina Marie Baylor. She devoted her time to helping many of the most vulnerable members of society. She was an Equal Justice Works AmeriCorps Legal Fellow with Lone Star Legal Aid's Disaster Relief Unit, a law clerk with the Texas Civil Rights Project and the American Civil Liberties Union, an Equal Justice Works Fellow with the Juvenile and Capital Advocacy Project of Texas. She was also a student attorney with the Texas Innocence Network, working to defend the rights of those on death row and to help exonerate other inmates who may have been wrongly convicted. A past community outreach editor for the Houston Law Review, Christina is also the former president of the Law Center's American Constitution Society student chapter. She's currently serving a 2-year term on its National Board of Directors. She was chosen as a winner of the 2018 American Constitution Society Constance Baker Motley National Student Writing Competition for her paper, Felony Disenfranchisement Laws, Paying and Repaying a Debt to Society. She was a teaching assistant for Professor David Crump and a research assistant for Professor Teddy Rave. Please welcome Christina Marie Baylor, the JD class speaker.
Good evening. To start, I'd like to thank our teachers and professors, from our preschool teachers who taught us to always tell the truth, to our law school professors who taught us how to tell the truth creatively. You have helped mold us into the future attorneys we have become, and we appreciate you. Next, I'd like to thank our families and friends. To quote Mr. Rogers, all of us have special ones who have loved us into being. To the special ones who are with us tonight, to those who are no longer with us, and to those still looking for parking, thank you. It takes a village to achieve anything of value, and you have been our village. During our first weeks of school, and again this evening, Dean Baines emphasized the power of a legal education. Many of you know that I once taught high school in a community where many people feel powerless. The year before I started law school, one of my favorite students was charged with murder. In the first few days, his family and I struggled to obtain any information, but we eventually found out that he and some other kids had been playing with a gun they thought was unloaded when he pointed the gun at his best friend and pulled the trigger. It was a tragic situation for everyone involved. My first court appearance was as a character witness at his punishment hearing, where he pled to manslaughter. I wanted so badly to do more for him and his family, but I wasn't an attorney, and I didn't know how the system worked. My fellow graduates, your legal education has given you power, the kind of power that can change the lives of people like my former student. It's up to us to choose how we use that power, but I have a hope and an ask for our class. The great civil rights leader Howard Thurman once said, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it." Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. I recognize that I'm lucky to have had a moment of epiphany about the power of a legal education in my own life. But even if you haven't heard your calling yet, I hope that you will figure out what makes you come alive and spend your life doing that. If that seems like an impossible feat right now, just remember that 3 short years ago, when someone asked us a legal question, we had no idea how to answer. Now, we can say with great confidence and conviction, well, it depends. And someone might even pay you to say that. What I ask of us is that we commit to using the power of our legal educations to make a difference. As Professor Rave once said, "You are now part of an elite group. Our system is one of many levers. If you don't like who's in control of one lever, find another and know when to pull it. May our class use those levers every chance we get to empower others." Congratulations, class of 2018. Thank you for 3 of the best years of my life.
Thank you, Christina. Graduates, you're about to join a dynamic network of alumni whose influence extends locally, nationally, and internationally. And here to welcome you to the network is Cynthia Mabry, President of the UH Law Alumni Association. Cynthia Mabry.
Good evening. So I do have prepared remarks today, and they are about 30 minutes long. I'm just kidding. I appreciate that I'm the only person standing between you and the exit here tonight, so I am going to give you the nutshell version of how to be a dedicated alumni of the Law Center. Chapter 1, stay involved in the Law Center, whether being an alumni mentor, volunteering for advocacy programs, or otherwise. Remember how alumni affected you and your time at the Law Center, and give back when you can. Chapter 2, stay connected. You are automatically a member of the Alumni Association. There are no dues. Welcome. We have made wonderful friendships at the Law Center. They will last a lifetime. The people sitting around you are now your classmates. You're not only your classmates, but are your future opposing counsels, judges, and your clients. So please stay in touch and join us at some of our alumni events. And third, going on what Star Jones said earlier about ethics, far too often we hear reports about lawyers behaving badly. So chapter 3, unless you're a criminal defense attorney, stay away from the jailhouse. In all seriousness, those who have spoken before me have truly said everything, so ditto, shortened version. Go on and be great stewards of the Law Center. I hope to see you at our alumni events. Congratulations and welcome to the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Cynthia. At this time, I'd like for us to take a moment to remember a longtime member of the Law Center community who passed away earlier this year. Raymond T. Nimmer was a beloved Dean Emeritus, professor, colleague, scholar, and friend. He's a recognized authority in commercial law, information law, and was a Leonard H. Childs Professor of Law. In his time at the Law Center, he served as Associate Dean from 1978 to 1985, as Interim Dean from 1993 to 1995, and as Dean from 2006 to 2013. He also served as co-director of the Law Center's Intellectual and Information Law Society. Please join me in a moment of silence for Professor Raymond T. Nimmer. I would like now to recognize a few outstanding faculty members who will be retiring soon. Their dedication to the Law Center has led to the success of our graduates and of the school itself. They are Michael Olivas, the former acting president of the University of Houston downtown. Michael is the William B. Bates Distinguished Chair of Law and director of the Institute for Higher Education, Law and Governance. He's taught immigration and higher education law for over 36 years. Robert C. Palmer is the Cullen Professor of Law and History. Robert has instilled in our students the importance of American legal history, English legal history, and the history of the Bill of Rights for over 31 years. And William String, the Vincent and Elkins Professor of Law, has taught courses in federal income tax, corporate tax, state planning, international taxation, and conflict of law for 33 years. These three outstanding professors have left a lasting impact on generations of lawyers, and we're grateful for their service to the Law Center and its students. Let's give them a round of applause, yes. So class of 2018, you've done it. Congratulations. You're now empowered with a well-earned degree from one of the top law schools in the nation. The fact will never be lost on employers, and it should never be lost on you. As you move forward with your careers and your accomplishments, I encourage you to become ethical and effective advocates for your clients, and to dream big. You've seen that with Starr's speech tonight, that you can dream big. A law degree will empower you to do anything that you want to do, anything that you want to do. And to dream big. You dream big and you'll reap the benefits of your commitment and your hard work. I would like now to invite all graduates, families and friends, faculty and alumni, and distinguished guests to join us for a reception at the Crown Plaza Hotel directly across the street immediately following this commencement ceremony. The event will be held in the foyer and the Sam Houston 1 room. These exercises are now concluded. I would ask the audience to remain seated while our graduates exit. Thank you.
Thank you.